It's game 3 here in Rancho, Cucamonga, with the Savannah Bananas looking for a clean sweep of their arch rival, the Party Animals. A 6-5 victory in showdowns in night 1, a 4-3 win an evening ago, and at 23-22-2 on the tour, they have a better record than the Party Animals in the season series for the first time since February 17th on opening night in West Palm Beach. I am Biko Scala, this is Josh Talevsky, and boy oh boy, the Nanners are making a great charge at taking California.
I mean, we saw the bats come alive for the Bananas last night. 18 hits from the Bananas, the bullpen held firm as well, and today they put their ace, Kyle Lewigs, out on the mound for possibly our best pitching matchup so far here in California.
Kyle Lewigs against Sean Fluke. It is going to be an absolute doozy. Let's take a look at how the Bananas will line up defensively behind their 6-year Banana, who gets the start on the bump tonight. Left to right in the outfield, it is Michael Deeb, D.R. Meadows, and Noah Bridges. In the infield, third to first, Danny Hosley, Ryan Cox, and Kenshi Sugiya at second base. Danny Oberst over at first. Bill Leroy behind the dish, and his battery mate, Kyle Lewigs.
I mean, of course, Kyle Lewigs and Bill Leroy, a tandem that love working together. And again, all eyes on Ryan Cox. Only one trick play from becoming the first player in Banana Ball World Tour history to triple digits, the big 100. And hey, Biko, look out for Kenshi Sugiya over there at second base. We might see trickery from our guest today.
He was an incredible ball player over in Japan, 12 years of experience at the top level, the Nippon Professional League, and he had a great Bananas debut yesterday. We'll see what he can break out for us tonight. Let's take a gander at Cowboy Kyle on the bump. 4 years as a collegiate Banana, picked up a Coastal Plain League championship in his swan song in 2021, and now in year 2 as a professional Banana baller. The season numbers continue to look better. A tour high 119 innings pitched. The MPI getting lower with every start. Boy, has he been on fire since the start of June.
Yeah, and Kyle with a 1.62 ERA here in the month of June. He's following that up after having a 1.21 ERA in the month of June. It was unbelievable what Kyle's been able to do. You see a 1.11 ERA plus on the season for Kyle. He has been an above average pitcher on this year's tour, and opponents batting .297 against him on the season.
Very tough to do when you are the Bananas' primary starting pitcher and facing this powerful Party Animals lineup once a week since middle February. Let's take a look at what they are doing tonight, and let's listen to Jesse Cole.
I need everyone here to yell, "Start the clock." 1, 2, 3. Showtime.
We are hitting the ground running here on our third of 6 games in the Golden State. The 262nd straight sold-out Bananas game. We'll wrap up our 21st stop of the tour, 28th city ever to get Banana Ball live. Here is Reese Hampton, the switch-hitting center fielder, 12th round draft pick of the Detroit Tigers in 2018. And he's not wasting any time. Chops it to Danny Hosley, who will take care of the Party Animals right fielder actually tonight. He shifts over with Jake Skoll taking over center field for our Sunday matinee. And Hampton, the tour leader in batting average and on base percentage at .392 and .462 respectively, retired. Hosley, the third baseman, but in the Hampton shift on the first base side of second, positioned perfectly. Now Dalton Cornett, the designated hitter after catching last night, gets half the day off. And a 1-1 count on the second-year Party Animal, who has been sturdy as ever. The pride of Pipapassis, Kentucky, hitting .357, a .431 on base percentage, .969 OPS, and hold on! That ball shanked into the stands and caught by a fan! How about that?
We saw 2 fans catch some foul balls for the Party Animals last night, and finally one goes in favor of the Bananas. How about this? The hottest hitter on the tour in the month of July, fouling out to the fan.
Get another look at it here. Completely missed where the catch happened, but I believe it occurred. Vincent Chapman, the home plate umpire, Randy Voss handling the umpiring duties at the bases, confirm it was a catch. That's a huge out for a guy that went 2 for 3 with a ribeye and a sprint last night. Jake Skoll will break up what had been an easy breezy first inning, and he is going to have his tour-leading 5th triple standing up on third base. That one 101 miles per hour off the bat for the Rangers' first-round draft pick in 2010.
And Jake Skoll going the other way for what has been multiple times in this series in Rancho Cucamonga, and you see him turning on the Jets going to third there as Michael Deeb and D.R. Meadows had to run a long way to go and get that ball. Now the Party Animals 90 feet away from scoring an early run here against Kyle Lewis, which could be imperative as we get further into this ball game.
He starts out his 2021 Bananas teammate with the slider that Bloomer swings through. That has been the Boomers' kryptonite when facing Cowboy Kyle. And same pitch, same result. Quick 0-2 count on the Party Animals' third baseman in his first World Tour, hitting .353, a .428 on base percentage. Incredible stop there by Bill Leroy, saves a run. Jake Skoll shouts him out. And how about Danny Hosley? A catcher through a whole lot of his 5 years of college ball. Turns into a backstop himself, takes that one off the chest to save a run on what would have been a Bill Leroy errant throw.
Yeah, you saw 2 great stops, one by the catcher and one by your third baseman. And Jake Skoll, he's not being held on at third base, so he is taking some very wide leads and hopes that there's a possible wild pitch from Kyle Lewis. He can come around and score early.
Nothing but sliders so far to the Boomer. Here comes the 2-2. And he sneaks the heater past him. Great first inning for Kyle Lewis. Strands the 2-out triple from Jake Skoll, and he will dirty dancing his way into the dugout. The Bananas only need 1 run to take the first point available here in Game 3 in Rancho Cucamonga as you get another look at the heater that did the trick to take care of Bryson Bloomer. Had a little cut to it as we shout out the fan who made the catch on the Dalton Cornett foul ball for out number 2 in that frame. Never know when Kyle Lewis' heaters are going to have some cut to him. His guess is as good as ours as you take a look at the Party Animals defensively. The ghost in left field is Justin Quinn. No headshot for the man trying out for a possible 2024 spot in Banana Land. On what team? Or if he will make it, we shall see. He's had a great 2 games in Rancho. Jake Skoll in center, Reese Hampton in right. Third to first in the infield, it is Bryson Bloomer, Chase Acuff, Dustin Baber, and Jason Swan. Mike Vivacis gets the start behind the dish, and Sean Fluke, his good buddy from Hudson, Florida, will be on the mound.
It's 2 Pasco Hernando boys who are forming the battery for the Party Animals. And we talked the other night about Joe Lytle and Dylan Porter kind of being a pitcher personal catcher combination, but this is the premier matchup. Fluke loves pitching to Vivacis, and up the middle he's got Chase Acuff and Dustin Baber, both of who turned trick plays last night for the Party Animals.
Vava was the head coach at Hudson High School. Fluke was his assistant for a handful of years. That is where the Exterminator stayed sharp before he made his Banana Land debut in 2021 as a breakfast bowl banana. Now in his second campaign with the Party Animals, you look at what he's done across the tour in 48 and 2/3 innings, a great minutes per inning, 3 minutes and 51 seconds per average frame tossed, and boy has he been insanely incredible in his starts.
He's got an ERA under 3 in his starts for the Party Animals, and we talk about Kyle Lewis being a 1.11 ERA plus pitcher. Sean Fluke, 114 on the season, 14 points above the tour average pitcher, and his ERA alone in the month of July, it's below 1 in 11 1/3 innings pitched.
D.R. Meadows takes the first pitch slider in there for strike 1. Bananas center fielder now with the 1-1 count on him. The 2022 Pettit Cup champion for the Nanners. In his first World Tour, he's been nothing but incredible. Lines that one to left center, and Reese, check that. Jake Skoll will take it on a hop. So used to Reese Lightning being in center, but Skoll does get about 1 out of every 3 or 4 games as the captain of the outfield, and nothing new for the doctor. .349 batting average, second best on the team. His .436 OBP is pacing the Nanners.
And what's more, if you look at just these Rancho games alone, DR Meadows with hits in the first inning in all 3 games in this series.
Are you not entertained? Michael Deeb, after a 4-for-5 performance a night ago, lines that one into left center. And the third-year Banana, former 4-year linebacker at Notre Dame and Chicago White Sox minor leaguer after that, is 1-for-1 tonight. This is exactly how the Nanners started it in the first inning when they were the visitors a night ago.
It feels like we're seeing double. DR Meadows, a single to left, and Michael Deeb going the opposite field last night and today early on in this game as Dan Oberst goes swinging after the first pitch. And Chase Acuff tries for the trick play, can't handle it. And I think this is going to be ruled by our field umpire, Randy Voss, as an infield fly rule.
It's an interesting ruling with that, about 30 feet out into the outfield, but I understand the call. Haven't seen a whole lot of infield flies through 63 games on our world tour. Now with 1 down, Meadows, the potential inning-winning run in scoring position. Dakota McFadden takes the 12-6 curveball from Flukie for strike 1. Showing a 4-seam fastball, the curveball you just saw. Slider was his first pitch of the game to DR Meadows, and a changeup rounds out the arsenal. That one cranked to third. Bryson Bloomer over to Dustin Baber, who goes between his legs, completes the 5-4-3 twin killing. And what was a hot start for the Nanners is snuffed out just like that.
What a huge double play for the Party Animals, and not only does it get them out of the inning, but Sean Fluke with another quick inning, 2 minutes and 24 seconds in the first.
Dustin Baber with his 54th trick play on the tour to lead the Party Animals. Let's see why Eric Jones Jr. was the showman of the night an evening ago.
That's right. It is Eric Jones Jr. getting back in the showman category. You see him flexing the muscles there. And here we go early on. Malachi Mitchell, he's on third base, baby sharking with the fans. And EJ, he's coming up with his first hit and runners in scoring position in the month of July. Puts 2 runs on the board for the Bananas. They score 5 in the top of the first. Now EJ back up again in the third against Brett Helton. How about a 2-for-2 start to the night? And this one going for extra bases. Tanner Thomas can't play it off the wall. And EJ pulling in there with the double. Now in the 5th, how about this? EJ facing Drew Gillespie going into the stands. And it's the fans getting into the game as this man in pink catches the foul ball. The second fan to catch a foul ball on the night for the Party Animals. And in the 9th, the game knotted at 3 points apiece, and Dan Oberst off of second base. It is Eric Jones Jr. against Zach Blankenship, and he would work a ball four sprint, the go-ahead RBI in the ballgame that would get the Bananas a 4-3 win and back above 500 on this year's tour.
Big night for Eric Jones Jr. Danny Hosley also had an excellent evening as well. And as we head towards the top of the second inning, we welcome in a very special guest to the broadcast booth. 13-year Major League Baseball veteran, man who played in his second Savannah Bananas game of his career a night ago, Mr. Josh Reddick.
Fellas, how we doing?
Oh my gosh, so good, even better now that you have joined us, my dear friend.
Oh yeah, thanks for having me, guys. This is just another aspect of making this day fun and just being here fun.
Absolutely our pleasure. Tanner Thomas having some fun, playing pepper with the left field wall. 97 miles per hour off the bat for his 8th double on the tour, and his entire team. Sans Chase Acuff, who is now up to hit, will join him for a little jump on it out on second base. Josh, now that you have experienced 2 full banana ball games, you feel like your dancing skills have improved at all?
No, not at all. I just find myself easier to be more involved with these guys just because they make it so loose and so fun. I've never been a good dancer, but watching a lot of these guys do what they do, it just makes you want to get in there and join in on the fun.
Well, that's what we do in Banana Land. We're not looking for dancers. We're looking for baseball players who have an open mind.
Absolutely.
And once in a while, you find some guys who have some loose hips.
Very loose hips, but they tell me they practice a lot, and like I said, they do a fantastic job.
Now Chase Acuff, the shortstop, takes the bender for strike one, 1-1 count on the kid out of St. Petersburg, Florida. Lines that one to right center field. Noah Bridges has a beat on it. He'll grab it for out number 1. Tanner Thomas feinted like he was going to tag. He'll stay put at second base. And now it will be Justin Quinn, the left fielder. Just finished up his 5th year of college ball, 2nd of which were at Oral Roberts University, where he had a banner senior season. Hit .355, a .432 on base percentage, 950 OPS.
Wow.
56 runs, 40 RBIs, and 47 games played. And not wasting any time. Diving stop, Danny Hosley to his feet.
Great play.
Just in time to get Justin Quinn for the second out of the top of the second.
What a sparkling play there for Danny Hosley in only his 3rd start at third base on the tour. He ranges over to his left, lays out, and is able to get up and make a great throw over to Dan Oberst. Justin Quinn, a pretty speedy guy. That is a big out for the Bananas. Kyle Lewis, 1 out away from getting out of this inning unscathed.
For your Cubs, Mike Vivacis dancing as only he can. Cowboy Kyle getting in on the fun, the player coach behind the dish tonight with his good buddy Sean Fluke getting the start. And behind 0-1, only hitting .132 in his 3rd World Tour. He's 5 for 38. 1 extra base hit, a double. Fooled on the 0-1 slider. A guy who's got all the pop in the world. It's pretty evident when you look at him.
This whole team's got pipes.
That's a fact.
The Party Animals teams, they're loaded with pythons.
It always seems to be that way for some reason.
Must be the way they plan it.
0-2 called, strike 3. Right on the outside corner, 2nd K of the night for Cowboy Kyle, who will handstand his way off the bump. And although he's given up 2 extra base hits tonight, both runners have been stranded in scoring position. Another look at the bender that freezes Vava. And the Nanners fail to score in the first, but once again, they just need 1 run to earn their first point here in Game 3 in Rancho Cucamonga. Back up in the broadcast booth, Josh Chalevsky, Josh Reddick, Pico Scala, and Josh, I want to take a little trip back in time when you made your Bananas debut last August and you took Chase Acuff all the way out to the land of good and plenty. What's going through your mind here?
Well, he got ahead 0-2, so I power took the first pitch just to see what he got because he was a little sidearm guy.
Yes.
And then just missed, I believe, the second one, and then he kind of came over the top a little more as opposed to sidearm, so it leaked over the plate. And that's all I'm trying to do right there. Every at-bat I take with you guys, that's all they want to see. The fans want to see home runs, so that's what we're trying to do, and I luckily was able to connect with it, and it got up, and as you can see, I'm struggling to get the shirt off there, but probably better because I was a little out of shape and didn't look too good, but hit the Ric Flair woo strut and didn't even know about the cheeseburger, but it tasted great right there. My first ever walk-off home run, fun fact for everybody, never hit one in my career, so that was my first walk-off home run ever.
Wow, that is unbelievable.
Yep.
That's incredible. Flexing for the people.
Those aren't Party Animal pipes. Nope.
Well, listen, you are a Savannah native, a guy who went to South Effingham High School. So obviously when you come to Banana Land, you got to suit up for the Savannah Bananas. How cool is it to get to play for your home city team here after your MLB career?
It's fun describes everything, but it's pretty spectacular to come here because I've been with Jesse and the Bananas since they started in 2016 when they made their transition over to the CPL. So it's been fun to watch this team grow and expand to what it's become from just a little, collegiate summer league team, so to speak, to what they are now. And then the best part about that is they're going to continue to grow and it's going to keep getting bigger. And I know the goal is just going to be sell out those big league stadiums. So I can't wait to see that happen because it's going to be pretty spectacular to see these kids play in front of the 40,000 plus, something they've never been able to experience. So I hope that happens for them very good.
And I'm sure you'll visit us at an MLB ballpark or two next year.
I hope so, yes. Hopefully we're coming closer to Houston and I can make a little Minute Maid appearance. Hopefully that'll be something that I can get a phone call on. And we're always willing to travel. And, my wife's family's from out here, so that's why we came out here now. But, I'm always looking for the opportunity to come out here and show out for the fans and just have fun with these guys.
After Eric Jones Jr. pops out to start the inning, Jake Skoll in center Tries a trick play that he has been nailing pretty consistently on the tour. He now misses only his third trick play in 12 attempts and leaves the door ajar for the Nanners. Danny Hosley now on second base on the trick play missed, and Ryan Cox will swing away. And how cool is it to have your family here? Oh my goodness! Sean Fluke just picked off Danny Hosley, and he picks up his center fielder.
I mean, what a way to get yourself out of a jam, especially a situation that you didn't really get yourself into. Great pickoff from Sean Fluke, and he waved Danny Hosley bye back to the dugout.
It's become a Sean Fluke signature move. Always so entertaining to watch on the bump.
Look at that, that'd been the walk-off.
Yeah, that ball spanked
Bummer.
by Ryan Cox. He will take a base knock. Nanners shortstop aboard with 2 outs. I was saying before the madness of banana ball took over here, which happens quite a lot.
Yep.
How cool is it to get to have your family here on board as well?
It's fun because my kids are still almost 4 years old. Excuse me. And, you know, my last stint was with the D-backs in 2021, and the best thing they loved was going on the field after the game. And that was just, that's the ultimate goal you have as a player, to be a dad, to bring your kids out on the field after the game. And that's what they look forward to. So to be able to come back and have only that memory for them, because as soon as the game is over, mine wanted to sprint on the outfield, and it melts my heart whenever they want to come out here. And they really enjoy coming and watching Daddy play baseball, so it makes me feel really good.
Warms the heart right there.
My wife's probably over it because she's been watching me since 2008. When I was in this league, I was part of the Lancaster Jethawks, so I played in this ballpark way back in 2008. So
How about that?
Yep.
There were a few more seats in the stands at that point.
Absolutely.
It was 6,500. Now it's an intimate 5,000 plus. Flash the Kid pinch running for Ryan Cox over at first. Bill Leroy in his 6th campaign as a Nanner, 4 collegiately, year 2 as a pro.
Oh, yeah, get out.
Lines that one to right, but right to Reese Hampton. And Sean Fluke once again holds the door. We are scoreless through 2 innings. And we'll be right back in the booth with Josh Reddick after Maceo Harrison and the boys dance us into the 3rd inning. Let's let the guys do what they do best. Job as per usual by Maceo Harrison, helped out by Malachi Mitchell, DJ the Invader, Alex Ziegler, and Vinny DeRubius. No points have been scored, 2 innings in the books, still 7 on the docket, and over an hour and 39 minutes on the clock. It's going to be 9, 10, and 1 for the Party Animals. Here in the top of the 3rd, Jason Swan, Dustin Baber, and then Reese Hampton at the top of the order due to swing it against Cowboy Kyle Lewicks, who has stranded a triple and a double in the 1st and 2nd inning respectively so far tonight. Swanee, the 5-year man out of Georgia Southern.
Right up the road.
That's a fact. He is a guy who, of course, grew up in Savannah, and then the reason you were drafted by the Red Sox was 2 incredible seasons at Middle Georgia State. I mean, how do you go from being cut from your middle school baseball team twice to having a very successful 13-year Major League Baseball career?
I think it's just, the thing you can answer and credit that to is just, you got to love the game and the hard work you put in. A lot of hours get spent on a lot of things that people don't really get to see. So
for sure.
The behind-the-scenes stuff is just as important as the on-the-field stuff.
Oh, how about Noah Bridges going behind his back? That was a beauty.
That was great.
Noah Bridges going behind the back, making an excellent trick play. His 11th on the tour so far, and we've seen him since the month of June really rack up more and more trick plays for the Bananas. Not only do you get an incredible arm out there in right field, but you get some creativity and some trickery.
Snagged that thing just above his tuchus. Now a heater behind the back of an unfazed Dustin Baber. Bill Leroy wanted a strike called. Vincent Chapman was doing an Irish jig. And now, with the 1-0 count, Kyle's going to bring in Ryan Cox, Kenshi Sugiya, and DR Meadows for a little choreographed dance of Starships by Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, Kenji's killing it for his first time.
That is a guy who has some incredible natural dance skills as Baber fouls that back. Did you get a good look at him throughout rehearsals yesterday?
I did, yeah. He's putting in a lot of work today. He put in a lot of work today and yesterday. He's having a great time. And, you know, talking to him, he's very grateful to be here. He's so happy and excited to be here, and he's just so excited and grateful that he got the opportunity to be here. So he's really enjoyed himself.
We are so happy to have him. Gives me chills just thinking about it.
He is. I had the pleasure of meeting him in the Australian League this year. He came into Brisbane and threw out a first pitch, so that was pretty cool to see him over here in the States.
That's right, a guy who actually played for Brisbane in the 2017-2018 winter. This one bounced foul. Full count now on the Party Animals' second baseman, kid out of Babson Park, Florida. Started at Daytona State. JUCO bandit, just like yourself.
JUCO, yeah, that's the way to go.
A lot of JUCO bandits in Banana Land.
Yes.
That one gets the inside corner. Baber, the third Party Animal, punched out by Cowboy Kyle. Trackman had it a tad inside. So Baber may have an argument. Good frame there by Bill Leroy. I know that's a pitch that Kyle Lewis has been trying to train Vincent Chapman to call all tour. Didn't feel like he was getting it early on. Certainly got it there. Now Reese Hampton on the first pitch of the ball game. He grounded out to the Bananas' third baseman, Danny Hosley, although he was on the first base side of second base, as he is now. And a 2-0 count on the Detroit Tigers' former minor leaguer. Pacing the Party Animals with his 9 homers, leading all hitters with 19 doubles. Strokes it to Danny Hosley. Beautiful scoop. Takes his time and fires it over to first. 101 mile an hour short hop. And Haas ready for the hot shot.
Yeah, and the Hampton shift in full effect. This is a guy batting above 390 on the tour and robbed him 2 what would be hits if not for Danny Hosley's impressive glove work early on in this ball game.
First 1-2-3 inning of the night for Kyle Lewis. And once again, he gives the Nanners a chance to notch the first point available tonight. If they can just score 1 run, it's going to be 9-10-1. Noah Bridges, Kenshi Sugiya, and DR Meadows due to swing it. It's like we have a water balloon home run derby. Didn't realize there was a splash zone behind the Bananas dugout here tonight. It's a good thing you got the wife and kids up here.
Yeah, she got onto me yesterday. She got in here. She had to sit down the right field line, and they couldn't really see, so she told me last night that I had to come out here and do my best to reserve some seats. So I laid a couple towels down, and, you know, win-win. You get the seats, and then you get the towels to dry you off. So hopefully she's happy with me today.
It's a dog-eat-dog world in the seating department.
Yes, yes it is. Yes, it is. We found out that early in Savannah when it was just her and the 2 boys, so glad we got them taken care of today, because we got lucky today. We got some overcast. We were expecting some sun, so it's nice to see some overcast.
Too bad out here.
No, this is great. Especially coming from Texas. We came from 101, so this is actually a little chilly.
Oh, golly. That's a thought.
Yeah.
Now, Josh, you notched a sac fly last night, helped the Bananas earn a point in the 6th inning in what ended up being a 4-3 victory, a thriller of a game. I don't think people talk enough about how you led Major League Baseball in 2017 in sac flies.
There is no better setup for me than a sac fly early on. And I just look at the opportunity, and it all starts with the thought process. When you get a guy on third with less than 2, I'm just trying to hit a deep fly ball to center field. get the RBI, and if anything else happens that's positive, get ahead of a changeup, hit it out, shoot it the other way. Just with that thought process, I feel like there's a lot less room for failure. And, I'm never going to get mad at a sac fly. You can ask Connor Higgins, our time in ABL. I think I went 4 straight games with the first inning sac fly. And the one thing that was certain, you got the death taxes and Josh Reddick's first inning sac fly. That became a pretty good thing we said every day.
Were they selling those on T-shirts?
No, we didn't do too many T-shirt sales down in Perth for personal players. So,
how about Noah Bridges? Came in hitting .215. He has been heating it up as of late.
And he doesn't look bad without his shirt off.
No, he does not. Now Kenshi Sugiya with his What Does the Fox Say dance, and looks like his Nanners teammates have finally figured it out here. We'll get his weapon from Zach Phillips. And we'll swing away here with the speedy Bridges on first base, who's 9 for 10 in his stolen base attempts on the tour.
Now, Biko, I don't think you were selling Josh short at all, but I think it's worth mentioning also 2017, 5th in the American League in batting average, .314 for you.
Yep. Well, I was hitting between 2 of the best hitters in the league. I was hitting between George Springer and Jose Altuve, who won the MVP that year. So I got a lot of fastballs. When we talk about those guys, you get a lot of good pitches to hit, and I was always a good fastball hitter. So I feel like they took a lot less time to worry about me when they had those other 2 guys to worry about hitting. So tried to take my advantage of getting those good pitches and getting on base with those guys. And a lot of 1-0 ball games, too. Springer had a lot of leadoff home runs, so I came up with a 1-0 lead already.
What a riot. What a special team to be a part of.
Very.
Now a 1-1 count on Sugiya. Inning-winning run in scoring position as Bridges now 11 for 12. There is the bender. 12-6 from Fluke to get back ahead in the count. Kenshi lets him know that was a knee buckler.
Oh, that boy Kenshi gets him over.
Nice play there by Chase Acuff to get a tricky hop. And the potential inning-winning run now just 90 feet away from scoring for DR Meadows at the top of the order. Yeah, Josh, you gave me a lot of grief as a diehard Yankees fan in college in 2017. It was not very fun.
It hasn't been too good for y'all since either.
No, not since 09. And boy, has this year been a frustrating one.
Abysmal, isn't it?
Yes.
I can't say I'm too upset.
Without the big man, I mean, we're just
without Judge, man, it's really a lot of it's tough because that guy's a really special player for that squad. So
where did that one miss? 2-0 count on Noah Bridges. Looked like a great pitch from Sean Fluke, and now he's one bad one away from ceding the first point of the evening, of the afternoon rather.
Walk-off tank.
Noah Bridges deep to left field.
Oh!
One hop off the wall. It is going to do the job. Noah Bridges scores easily, and the Nanners lead 1-0 in the all-important points category.
And that's where you've seen the Bananas and the Party Animals this year cash on big hits. The outfield shifting in for the ball four sprint, and it is DR Meadows getting a pitch he likes and unloading that one out to left field. It's the Bananas getting on the board first in today's ball game.
We are light speed flying through the first 3 innings, half hour in the books. A 1-0 Nanners lead, and what a special treat. With Josh Reddick still in the booth, we welcome Jake Schwartz, our resident Banana Land magician, for another trick.
That's right, Biko. Now, I want to use you and Josh for this magic trick. I'm going to give you this pack of our baseball playing cards, and I want you to start dealing from the top.
Okay.
Start dealing down cards onto this stool right here. Perfect.
One on top of another?
Yeah, one on top of the other.
Okay.
Perfect. Yeah, keep dealing down just like that. And you can actually take from the bottom, take from the middle. It doesn't matter. And just exhaust all those cards. We'll try and move over here to get you in the shot here.
Yeah, sounds good.
Biko, perfect. Yeah, and you can deal in chunks, take from the bottom, take from the middle. It doesn't matter. Now, the best part about home runs is that a fan gets a souvenir every time someone hits one. So, Josh, I'm going to give this to you before we do anything else. Hold on to that. And once you've exhausted all those in the pile, Biko, perfect. You can deal in chunks. It doesn't matter. Perfect. Just so they're totally mixed up. I want this to be totally random and totally in your control. Hold on to those.
Okay.
And I want you to take the top card and put it in the middle of the pack just to make sure it's totally, totally random. Yeah, perfect.
Middle of the pack.
Yeah, they don't even have to see these cards yet. I want you to be able to see them, though. Take the bottom card,
yes,
and same deal, put it in the middle of the pack.
All right, I've done it.
Perfect. And now take about half of those cards off and put them right down here on the stool there, Biko. I want you to think about the cards that you have left in your hand. Roughly what percentage of those players you think, just on a gut feeling, might hit a home run on this California trip. And same deal, Biko, take the top card, making sure it's totally random. Top card, put it in the middle of the pack you have in your hands there. Bottom card, put it in the middle of the pack that you have in your hands there. And take a look at who you have on the bottom there, Biko. On the bottom there, yeah, and keep that card for yourself, okay? You can put the rest of the cards down. We're done with them. Now, this is what the people want to see. Show them the player you wound up with by total coincidence. Biko, the cards have been in your hands. Turn that around so they can see his whole picture there. Who is that? That's DJ the Invader. Now, Josh, you've been holding on to this since the very beginning. Open it up. I gave you a souvenir that you've been holding on to. Now, Biko, you made all the decisions. You handled the cards the whole time. Open that up and show that to our viewers at home. That is a picture of me with one of my favorite players in the Banana Land, DJ the Invader. A perfect match. That's our home run trick for the evening.
That's the second time you've blown my mind today.
I appreciate it.
That is incredible, Jake.
That's phenomenal. You can't teach that, folks.
No. Jake Schwartz, thank you so much once again, my dear friend.
Thank you, Biko.
That was spectacular.
I do not understand how he does it, and I equally cannot comprehend how Vincent Chapman moves his little body of his. I've never seen anybody dance with the ferocity and the style of our home plate umpire.
Zero.
Throughout all your travels, 13 years of Major League Baseball, playing in the Mexican League in Australia, anybody remind you of Vincent Chapman?
You know, a guy who was always dancing was George Springer. Every day he'd come in and he was always dancing in the clubhouse, but he was our clubhouse DJ, so he was always controlling the music, great mix. Every day was something different, satisfied everybody. But he was always doing something. Dancing in the clubhouse, he was dancing in the batting cage, he'd be dancing underneath before the game, during the game, after the game. So for as far as somebody talks about dancing that much, it definitely pops up with Springer.
Hey, how about Kenshi Sugiya? His first trick play in Banana Land, a little razzle-dazzle, Wander Franco-esque.
You took the words right out of my mouth, a little flip right up to himself, and a nice throw. You always love seeing guests early on in this ball game getting into the trickery. And Josh, I mean, we've seen you out in the outfield a couple of times. You're going to pull out a trick play. What are you thinking you're going to go with?
I mean, if I'm going to try anything, it's going to be a classic behind the back. Nothing too fancy. I'm not young enough to do back handspring, back flips anymore. So I just want to make sure that I don't want to go out there and hurt myself too much. So maybe get a ball that I can kind of like slow run for and make a nice little diving play, a little Eric Burns-esque play, if you will.
Yes.
So something like that. So there's not much trickery up my sleeves.
Jake Skoll, 2 at-bats, 2 balls, hit over 100 miles per hour. That one 101. Had a 3-bagger his first time, content with a single here with 1 away in the 4th. Grayson Bloomer struck out swinging to end the first inning. After a steady diet of sliders, 4 straight from Kyle Lewis, he got a fastball that he swung through. Skoll 11 for 14 in stolen base attempts off first base. Well, you have already really impressed us with the glove in that debut you made last August. Just a stupendous diving catch.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. I'm going to have to admit, though, I did slow down for it. That's just another thing, you know. You're going to give the fans what they want. They don't want to see you catch a boring line drive. You want trick plays. You want diving plays. So that's what you do. You just slow down and extend, and hopefully you time it right and don't mess it up.
It's incredible banana ball feel by you.
And I mean, Josh, throughout your career,
entertainer, man.
How about Jake Skoll will swipe second base. 12th steal on the tour.
Josh, throughout your career, I mean, one of the better defensive outfielders throughout the 2010s, a Gold Glove in 2012. What really helped you come into your own and really solidify yourselves as one of the premier outfielders during that era?
Well, I think getting traded was a big part of that. I went from being a platoon guy and playing only against righties and some lefties in Boston, getting traded to a team out in Oakland that wasn't really supposed to do very well. I mean, the whole year we were just down and out. And I think it just gave me the opportunity to blossom into the player I became. And just continued hard work. You know, I hadn't played in a lot of stadiums yet. Going out there during batting practice and just throwing balls off the wall, see how they bounced off and how the ball rolled, because all the things could come into play, and you never know. It might cost you the game, and it might help you save the game. So I just made sure I worked with my outfield coach and the other guys about knowing where we were. Me and Coco Crisp had a great connection out in the outfield. So I think that goes a lot to do with it well, because knowing where your guy is and where he's going to be at, that's out.
Wow! Kyle Lewis picks off Skoll at second base. It's our second runner picked off at second base in the last 2 innings. And Skoll is going to chat with Randy Voss about that one. He felt like he got the arm in. Randy, of course, makes the final call on that one. We just got another replay. I missed it by a hair, so my judgment is still based on what I saw live.
I'm going with out from all the way up here. It looked pretty clear from up here.
I love it. It's hey baby time here in Banana Land. Now, this won't be one of your best memories in your entire MLB career, Josh, but it's crazy how the world works and gets smaller the more you live in it. I happen to be the one playoff game I've ever seen live in my entire life when I was playing Syracuse Club Baseball. We played Northeastern. We were about to head back to Syracuse, and we realized, wait a minute, there's an Astros-Red Sox ALDS Game 3 that's being played at 1 p.m.
Oh, no, you're at Game 3?
And then I was sitting probably about 20 rows back in right field.
Oh, so you got to see the clanking of the stands live.
Correct.
Oh, man, we had to bring that up.
It's, I think, the only game in my life I was rooting for the Astros.
It was a tough day for me because I think a couple innings before, I hit a home run to right. And as you know, in Fenway, it's 380 to dead right.
Yes.
Mookie runs back and, covers, it doesn't even have to jump, just reaches over into the seats on the short wall and brings it back. And then 2 innings later, I do that. So it was a pretty tough game for yours truly that day. So I came back and got on the next day, though, so we were good.
That's a fact, and that was it for the Red Sox that year.
Right. They kicked our butts the next year, though, man. They got us back. But
that's a fact. It was the 2017 ALDS.
Yep.
And boy, oh boy, that place was rocking. And obviously, as a Red Sox previous in your career, those fans had a special place in their heart for you when you're on the wrong side.
Yes, and that's the cool thing about Boston is going back there, even after my first year in Oakland, it was a great welcome back, because I got a lot of people that said, we wish we still had you and we miss you. And I didn't really get, the trash talk as much as I thought. So it was pretty cool to come back to such a legendary team that I wasn't there for very long. I think I spent maybe 2 years total there, up and down as a call-up and a young guy. So it was pretty special. It made me feel really good.
We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Nanners up by a point. Kyle Lewis has blanked the party animals in all 4 frames he's had on the bump. Sean Fluke was able to keep the Bananas off the board in the 1st and the 2nd. But a Noah Bridges single, steal, and then a D.R. Meadows walk-off, one hopping off the left field wall. And did what was a scoreless ball game. Now 2-3-4 for the Nanners. Michael Deeb, Dan Oberst, and Dakota McFadden. And Deeb, who singled a liner to left center his first time. They had 2 balls and no strikes.
2-0 homer?
Oh, I love the prediction. If he was sitting backdoor slider.
McFadden called it perfect last night. He was facing the crowd, and I told him to watch out just in case of a foul ball, and he said, no, he's going to hit one right up the middle, and sure enough, 0.4 seconds right up the middle. It was insane. It was great. Love it when guys call the right thing.
Deeb sends this one foul.
Get way out.
Not caught by a fan. How terrifying is it when you're at the dish every time you foul a ball off that looks like it could be caught by somebody?
I think everybody in these uniforms just sits there and goes, oh, no. Just, oh, no. I don't want to say if it's embarrassing, but it kind of is. Because, you just feel like you probably should have done something better with that pitch, and then you didn't even have a player make the out. So I think that might have something to factor in. But I think that's a great concept. Keeps everybody locked in on the edge of their seat, and everybody just, everybody already wants a foul ball. And I think that just gives it a little more incentive to be able to catch something and be able to take that home, because you get to come down on the field, you get the crowd reaction for your catch. So I love the fan involvement on and on the field as well.
A little special walk-up here for Danny Oberst, who had an infield fly pop up his first time. Did you happen to see the highlight at a Kannapolis, North Carolina a couple weeks ago when Kamani Faggard caught the last out of the ballgame on a line drive?
I did, the line drive down the line. Yeah, it was all over SportsCenter. So, yes, I saw it everywhere, from TikTok to Instagram to SportsCenter and everything. Great play no matter when it was, but to make it the end of the game and to get them the win, that's special.
Dan tried to hit that over the San Gabriel Mountains, ends up being the second banana to pop out to Bryson Bloomer here in the bottom of the 4th. Now it'll be Dakota McFadden, who bounced into the 5-4-3 trick play double play. Dustin Baber making the trick at second base. And what a perfect time for Pico Scala to use his yard card today. Feels like D-Mac may send one into the trees here.
I like that call.
He's ahead 1-0.
Maybe off the Quake scoreboard.
Oh, I saw him do it in batting practice a couple nights ago. That one grazes the outside corner, count 1-1. Maceo with his famous wrecking ball dance while coaching first base. That ball deep to left field. It's
boom! Let's go! Over the scoreboard. Let's go!
Walks off the fourth inning. And I am Nostradamus.
Oh, man. We're living in a simulation, guys. We're living in a simulation. They called that, they saw it, they made it happen.
Pico Scala, you are truly the man. Dakota McFadden on cue gets a perfect pitch there from Jean-Luc and sends it out to the trees. It's the Bananas with back-to-back walk-offs. They're up 2-0.
Oh, man. Gotta love baseball. Man, you love baseball.
D-Mac knew it. With his host mom in the stands, always a deadly man when friends or family are anywhere in the general vicinity of the ballpark. He gets his 9th homer on the tour. He is one behind Eric Jones Jr. for the season high. That thing had some serious launch angle to it. That one 100 miles per hour off the bat.
I was trying to check a distance. We didn't get a distance.
No, it's untrackable by TrackMan.
See, 330 over that. I'm going with it like a 410 shot. That's what I'm predicting.
Feels right to me.
410.
That's what the Josh Reddick radar says.
Just a guess. Everybody likes to get that 4 in front of it.
Yeah, feels so good. Well, you had a handful of those across 13 years of Major League Baseball.
Just a few.
We have the grandpa-grandson gritty race going on here. A little confusion from our grandpa in a visor. It is really coming down to the wire as we get to third base. And they have to gritty a whole nother 90 feet. This thing is neck and neck. Hopefully Cowboy Kyle will let them come through. And, oh, golly!
Oh, God. Oh. Careful. Careful, guys.
Close one at the end. Josh Reddick, it has been an absolute blast having you in the booth, man. I know you have a pinch hit opportunity coming up here in just a few batters, so want to let you properly prepare for that, but thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Yes, of course. Thanks for having me, guys. Love it. Love it.
Here goes Josh Reddick, 2017 World Series champion. Next time you'll see him, he'll be pinch hitting in an inning or two. Definition of a mensch. A great guy.
Just phenomenal every time that we've had him on this tour. Just so down to earth.
I know you had one of your favorite interviews of all time with him in his Banana Land debut last August.
I mean, being able to get and talk with Josh immediately following that walk-off homer off of Chase A Cup was like a dream come true for this young journalist.
Understandably so. Tanner Thomas seeing nothing but beach balls recently on the tour, serves that one into right. A double his first time, a single 98 miles per hour off the bat to start off the fifth.
I mean, he batted .385 across all games in North Carolina and comes into this series just as hot. A couple extra base hits, and he's doing a good job of both driving the ball out to right field and to the opposite way.
See why Virginia Tech was so excited to grab him after 2 years at Tallahassee Community College. Tanner finished up his collegiate career with 3 years as a Hokie. Both of his previous stints in Banana Land, 2018 and 2019, when he was a Banana, was during his JUCO days. That one bounces just barely foul. Golly. Chase Acuff almost dunked a base knock in there. Inches separating that from a hit and a foul ball. He flew out to right his first time. Well struck ball just straight to Noah Bridges. Acuff, a 2021 banana, teammate of Kyle Lewigs on that championship squad. This one is going to be bounced under the diving attempt of Danny Hosley. There it is! The 100th trick play on the tour for Ryan Cox, the glove magician.
And all of the team is going to go out and give Ryan Cox some hugs, confetti in the air, and let's send it down to Jesse Cole.
First player in banana ball history with 100 trick plays. To celebrate, we have a montage video of some of the best Ryan Cox trick plays on tour. Fans, let's hear it one more time for Ryan Cox. 100 trick plays.
Just an unimaginable accomplishment. He did it in less than 63 games played.
And what's more, he has accounted for 42% of all the Savannah Bananas trick plays on this tour. It started with a 6th inning trick play with Billy on the mound, trick play number 1, and now he gets 100 here in the 5th for the Bananas.
The pride of Aliquippa, Pennsylvania. At a St. Bonaventure and then Kutztown University, a Washington Wild thing. That's how he began his professional career, and boy, has he blossomed across two world tours now as the Bananas' everyday shortstop. Hey, Jesse Cole! Bouncer on the foul ball from Justin Quinn. He pretends to go behind his back. Two-one count on the Animals' left fielder. Stung a ball to the left side his first time, was robbed of what would have been his first banana ball hit by a diving play by Ryan, check that, Danny Hosley. Cut right in front of Ryan Cox. One fouled at the plate. Count still 2-2. We'll count now 2-2. Justin Quinn out of Chandler, Arizona. The 3-2 count on him now. It's a 2021 Holly Springs Salamander. Didn't get to play against the Bananas that summer, and it was a bizarre Coastal Plain League schedule, still recovering from the mayhem of 2020. That one fouled at the dish. Acuff off on the pitch. We'll have to retreat back to first. Justin actually started his collegiate career at South Mountain Community College under the tutelage of Tyler Gillum. And his head coach in Holly Springs, Kevin Soini, who was the Macon Bacon coach a summer ago. Acuff off again. This one bounced to second under the leap of Chase. He's to second safely, but Ryan Cox does a heck of a job to get it over to first in time to get Justin Quinn. We'll see if the Party Animals challenge. Oh, they're gonna have the fan challenge. Our fan representative thinks that Justin was safe. And we will throw on the Riedel headsets and chat with Zach Frangelo and Vincent Chapman whenever they are ready. Certainly bang bang. Our control room back in Savannah, cooking up the replay as Zach pulls up his monitor. That's okay, Zach. We're prepared whenever the control room gives it to us. Oh, my monitor was frozen. Okay, here we go. Looks out to me on first look. Still looks out to me. Josh, what do you think?
I'm not seeing evidence to overturn this call.
No, I'm not seeing evidence to overturn it. Still safe at second.
Safe at second.
Yeah, everything stays the same. Yes, everything's confirmed. Great work by Randy Voss, who continues to have an excellent percentage on challenges. He's only had one of his 11 calls on the tour overturned, and it was the Dan Oberst would-be home run down the right field line, which was nearly impossible to see because it's a yellow ball approaching a yellow foul pole. And the only reason we were able to see that it was foul because when you slowed it down to super duper Exmo, you could see the ball cross in front of the L in Family RV. Thank goodness that these foul poles are sponsored, or else we would have no idea.
Well, they are voted number 1 in Ontario, California.
It's a serious honor right there. So Acuff off second. Mike Vivacis with an 0-1 count, now 2 down in the inning. It is the very rare 4-6-3 putout. Acuff racing around third. Noah Bridges bobbles the ball. Vava is going to take second base on the 5th error on the tour by the Bananas right fielder. 95 miles per hour off the bat for the third-year Party Animal, who picks up his 3rd ribeye on the tour. And Party Rock Anthem blaring through the epicenter as the Animals celebrate their first run of the night.
That was just a good piece of opposite field hitting by Mike Vivacis. Got a pitch kind of on the outside part of the plate there and took it out to right field, and Chase Acuff, because of that rare putout, able to come around and score. The Party Animals finally getting on the board here against Kyle Lewicks in the 5th.
It's credit to the great aggressive base running. He was off on back-to-back 3-2 pitches, which prevented what would have been a 6-4-3 double play from happening and extended the inning to his head coach, Mike Vivacis. Animals down 2 points, but lead the 5th inning by a run. Now Jason Swan takes the bender for strike 1. Party Animals first baseman flew out to Bridges his first time. Behind the back trick play was made on that one. Lined into the mitt of Dan Oberst. Came in at 90 miles an hour, left the bat at 90 miles an hour. How often do you see that? Party Animals strike for a run. Nanners will need 1 to tie the 5th inning, 2 to win it. And as T-shirts are tossed toward the fans here in Lone Mart Field, we have as special a guest as we've ever had in the booth. Kenshi Sugiya, it is so special to have you here in Banana Land, and thank you so much, Will Farnham, for translating here. Now, Kenshi, how has your first Banana Ball experience been?
初めてバナナボールをやっていかがですか?
めちゃくちゃ興奮して超楽しいです。
Man, I mean, I was having so much fun out there, and it was just a blast.
That is awesome. Now, can you talk about being a part of the 3-2-2 dance there?
さっきの3-2-0ダンスをやってどう思いましたか?
初めてやることでちょっと緊張はしたんですけど、ファンの方たちの熱い声援が僕を後押ししてくれました。出てる。
Yeah, there it is.
He said, it's the first time I've done something like that in a baseball game, so I was definitely nervous, but having the fans on our back was really, really helpful.
Now, Kenshi, the guys here for the Bananas have raved about your dancing abilities. Where did you learn all of your moves from?
みんな YouTube とかキツネダンスみんな見て、選手たちはもう大興奮で、杉谷さん上手だなって思ってたんですけど、ダンスの動きってどっから習ったんですか?
一回も習ってないです。動画見て全部見てよしって思って今日一日朝から早めに来て練習しました。
He's never learned how to dance. He's just watched videos and done it on his own. And today, he got the TikTok sent to him, the 3-2-2 dance, and he was here at 8:30 a.m. learning the dance. And that's where it happened.
Wow, that is amazing, Kenshi. Listen, You have an incredible dancing skill. I don't know if you always knew that, but it has come out here in Banana Land.
いやもう最高の経験をありがとうございました。
もうこちらこそ本当こんな経験二度とできないなと思ってたので、もうこの野球カルチャーというのをしっかり日本に広めていきたいなと思います。
This is something that's not done anywhere else in the world. So if we were able to bring this somehow to Japan, that would be a dream come true for me.
Whoa, a dream come true for us as well. Now, across 12 years of playing in the Nippon League, hold on! Eric Jones Jr. takes this one for a ride out to left center field. Oh! Halfway up the pine trees! EJ, his tour leading 11th bomb of the season. And he has tied the 5th inning at a run apiece. And how about that? Second time in a couple weeks that back-to-back innings, back-to-back batters for the Bananas have hit home runs. This time, it's Dakota McFadden and Eric Jones.
It was Michael Deeb and Dan Oberst in Kannapolis Game 1 doing it up against Brett Helton, and now it's the Bananas with a 3-point. No, it's a tie ball game.
A tie inning for sure. And now Danny Hosley chops it. Chase Acuff, a trick play. His 27th and 28 tries on the tour. For out number 1, Hosley 0 for 2. And Ryan Cox, a single, his first time, will swing it. Now, what I was trying to say before Eric Jones Jr. rudely interrupted us, in 12 years in the Nippon Professional League, how different is this atmosphere compared to playing in Japan?
12年間 NPB でプレーを14 years
14 years, of course, of course.
14年間やりましたが、NPB の野球とこの野球の違いっていうのはいかがでしょうか。
まず選手の身体能力が高いのと、そのなんか野球ってこう間を楽しむスポーツなのに、このフォアボールで新しいルールがたくさんあるのが新鮮で面白いです。
You know, he thinks that first of all, the level of competitiveness, it's just the level is so high here, and then adding these unique rules like the 4-ball sprint, the walk sprint, is just absolutely unique and incredible.
That is really cool to hear. We feel like our young sport was made for Japan. Do you think this would be really successful in your home country?
日本に来たらどうなると思いますか。
大熱狂するのは間違いないです。
Everyone's going to be so excited.
Yes. で日本で来て、もうバナナズが日本に来た時に、もうバナナズってこんなに面白いなって言ったら、日本の観光客がもうアメリカに押し寄せると思います。
He said, you know, if this became big in Japan, which people are slowly starting to learn about it, people are going to want to travel to the U.S. to watch them and watch games over here.
It's amazing. Malachi Mitchell will pinch run for Ryan Cox as Bill Leroy pops this one up. Jake Skoll underneath it, able to track it down, and Malachi retreats to first. With 2 outs, it'll be Noah Bridges being pinch hit for by Josh Reddick. Noah 1 for 1 on the night. And our first guest in the booth this evening now gets his first at-bat of the afternoon.
ジョシュ・レディック。
Josh Reddick.
いや、ジョシュ・レディックだもん。ジョシュ・レディック。
He's so excited that he was able to meet Josh Reddick.
There goes Malachi. Throw from Vava is not in time. The ball ricochets into left field. And Flash the Kid is going to be content with third base. Inning-winning run 90 feet away. Now, of course, Josh Reddick played in Australia this past winter. I know you got to throw out a first pitch in Brisbane.
ブリズベンで始球式やりましたね。
そうそう、ジョシュ・レディックいて、でアスレチックスにいた時に日本にも来てくれてて対戦してるんですよ。
Actually, Kenny's played against Josh Reddick when Josh Reddick was on the Athletics and he came to Japan.
Unbelievable.
Yes.
The world gets smaller every day. That is so cool. 2-1 to Reddick. Bounce to second. Dustin Baber attacking. He will bounce it to Jason Swan. Baber's second trick play of the night, 55th of the tour. And Sean Fluke bends, but he does not break. The Eric Jones Jr. homer ties the inning, and it will stay 1-1. Nanners preserve their 2-0 lead in the all-important points category. as we head to the 6th. Kenshi Sugiya, thank you so much for joining us in the broadcast booth.
Thank you so much.
Unbelievable experience, and thank you for joining us in Banana Land.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Will.
Thank you.
How special is that? I mean, a legendary player from the Nippon Baseball League.
Would you take a photo?
Oh, photo time, yes, for sure. Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kenshi. Like he said, 14 years in the Nippon League. The first 2 were in the Eastern League. And then up and down between there and the Pacific, which is the top level in Japan. Utility guy, a pinch runner, a lot of pinch hit opportunities, really respectable numbers all throughout a storied career in Japan, and holy moly. How about the performance here in Better Dancer Than a Banana? I think Zach Phillips is gonna fall. Nothing surprising about that one. Emma victorious. Cowboy Kyle Lewig's out for his 6th inning of work. He's only allowed 1 run to score across 5 frames already tossed. And he fools Dustin Baber on a nasty first pitch curveball. Struck out Baber looking. His first time up. Now quickly ahead, 0-2 on the Party Animals second baseman. Reese Hampton on deck, Dalton Cornett in the hole here in the top of the 6th inning. And now with Baber behind 0-2, Kyle's gonna bring in all his infielders. Who has the banana ball? Oh, they all have one. Who's gonna throw it? They all do. And Danny Hosley fires the pitch high. Baber checks his swing. And we'll now have a 1-2 count.
Seeing quintuple there?
That was mind-boggling. Baber taking off. Bill Leroy sliding. No chance. As Baber with his 2nd steal of first base here in Rancho Cucamonga. That brings him to 4 on the tour, tying Bryson Bloomer for the season high.
And those are his only 4 stolen bases on the tour as well. Just good banana ball IQ by Dustin Baber, seeing another wild pitch in the ball game and successfully swiping first base. That's a nice boost in the on-base percentage category for him.
Now Reese Hampton has grounded out to third base twice. Both of them have been to the Bananas' second baseman. Or check that, have been on the first base side of second base, where Danny Hosley is shading him up the middle. Ahead 2-0 here.
And yet again, you've got Danny Hosley to the right of that second base bag, to the point where it's Ryan Cox just hanging out in a lawn chair, all on his lonesome on the left side of the infield.
Dangerous thing to do against the tour leader in batting average. Reese came in hitting .392 tonight, also pacing the tour with his .462 on base percentage, his .1130 OPS, 19 doubles, his 56 runs, most on the Party Animals. This one knocked down by Danny Oberst. He will take the shore out at first as Baber advances to second.
Well, they tell you when you're learning to play the infield, just get your glove on the ball. Dan Oberst with a masterful job doing that and made the wise decision, getting the speedy Hampton there at first base. Kyle Lewis, he's done very good pitching out of situations with runners in scoring position. Dan comfortable enough just taking it to the bag and letting Kyle continue to work that magic out there on the mound.
Now Dalton Cornett fouled out to a fan his first time. Bounced into a trick play by Kenshi Sugiya. in his second trip to the dish. This one fisted out into left center. DR Meadows loses it. Well, you don't see that very often. Dustin Baber is going to come around and score on the 6th error of the tour for DR Meadows, but 4 of them have been throwing. Only twice has he gotten discombobulated like that.
Yeah, DR Meadows got a very good jump on the ball, but just continued to drift more and more into the shallow part of left center field and unable to come up with that ball. And you don't know if it was maybe a last-second bad read by DR Meadows, but also worth noting, of course, playing with a scratched cornea at the moment, so the eyesight might have been his enemy there.
It is a very important thing to note. It hasn't stopped him at the dish. He's 2 for 2 tonight with a single and a walk-off double. That won the Bananas the 3rd inning and drove in his 29th run on the tour. In fact, he's been swinging an incredible bat here in Rancho in total. But on a tough read there, that one off the hands of Cornette. Certainly could have been knuckleballing, tailing away from Meadows. A center fielder for a lot of my baseball career. I've made a mistake or two just like that. Ryan Cox taking his time. He is going to have not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 dribbles before he passes that off to Danny Oberst for the Glove Magicians' 101st trick play on the tour.
I mean, after you get 100, you're really just trying to fool around after that. Ryan Cox with the most dribbles we've seen of a banana ball all tour.
By 5. Or times 5, rather. Maybe 4, I don't know. I kind of lost track there. It was a 100-mile-an-hour ground ball, so spanked by Skoll, who's now 2 for 3. A triple his first time, a single his second. And dusted Baber as the lone man who scored in this inning, has the Party Animals up by a run. Now Dalton Cornette 90 feet away. Bryson Bloomer goes shirtless. Cowboy Kyle joins his 2021 Bananas teammate, Dan Oberst. Oh! Almost makes an incredible lunging catch. Little Bermuda Triangle action. And Bloomer to second on another incredibly odd double for the Party Animals.
Yeah, just a really tricky play. Dan drifting back. We've seen him do that a couple times in this series in Rancho. And really, it's a tough situation because Josh Reddick has just now been inserted into this game in right field. And normally, if you have a guy like Noah Bridges out there, you're going to have Noah call off Dan. But a very great attempt nonetheless for Dan Oberst. An unfortunate way for the Bananas to give up a second run in this inning.
Josh, did you have Josh Reddick colliding with Dan Oberst on your 2023 World Tour bingo card?
No, but it was on my 2024 card, so really jumped the gun this year. I'm gonna have to talk with somebody about that one.
Tanner Thomas, 2 for 2 on his evening. Double in the second, single in the 5th. Kyle Lewig still pitching sans jersey here. He was a 2018 and 2019 teammate in Banana Land of Tanner Thomas's. With Kyle coming from the University of North Georgia, Mr. Tanner Thomas coming from Tallahassee Community College as he serves his 3rd hit of the night into left, a stop sign from Sammy Claycamp for Bryson Bloomer. And Party Animals on the corners, still with 2 outs for Chase Acuff, who's 0 for 2 on the night with a run scored. Fouled out of the stadium. And this one is chopped to third. Dan Oberst unable to make the scoop on the throw across the diamond from Danny Hosley. Tanner Thomas will stop at third. Bryson Bloomer, still shirtless, scores on the play. 3 runs now in the 6th inning for the Party Animals.
Yeah, just a slow roller there off the bat of Chase Acuff, and that is not an easy play as Danny Hosley is throwing off balance there. Dan Oberst doing his best job to have a great stretch and still hold the bag, but that one rolling into foul territory. Now the Party Animals with their biggest offensive inning of the game so far.
Josh, I have a single on that one with an error from Hosley that gets Tanner Thomas to third.
Exactly right. Man, you're a pro. Good work, boy.
As the Bananas defense has resolved into disarray here, so do the broadcasters. Justin Quinn has grounded out twice. Diving stop by Danny Hosley on the first one. Bounced to do a 6-4-3 double play on the second one. Where was Bill Leroy throwing that ball? Nobody was covering second base. And even if they were, I think he would have needed Dakota Stilts Albritton to catch that.
Yeah, that's a great call by you. That was one where Dalton Malden and Ryan Cox playing up the middle, just ready to concede the bag, especially with 2 outs. You're just letting Kyle try and get out of the inning all by himself. But Bill sometimes just gets a little too aggressive there behind the plate. But next pitch, it's Kyle Lewis getting the swinging strikeout of Justin Quinn.
Bizarre inning. 3 errors from the Bananas. The Party Animals score 4 runs, all of them unearned for Cowboy Kyle. And as we honor all the military members here, both past and present in Rancho Cucamonga, a very special moment for us on the broadcast. We're always thrilled to bring in the man in the yellow tux, owner of this here club, Jesse Cole. And after 2 great and very exciting wins for the Bananas, an excellent afternoon ball game going on here, Jess.
It has been a wild game here and a lot of fun. Obviously some big home runs, and then Ryan Cox, what an amazing moment for him. You know, this is a special way to cap off our 3-day trip here in Southern California. You couldn't ask for much more.
Yeah, I could not agree more. And how about the debuts from Kenji Segura and Josh Reddick, of course, now playing in his 3rd Banana Ball game. They've both been incredible.
Yes, I mean, Kenji being with us, I mean, just how gung-ho he is on everything. The dances, the celebrations. I mean, he's here practicing early in the day. He's a banana baller through and through. So fun to see. And again, another opportunity to see banana ball going international in the years to come.
Now, how about the job your Bananas have done? They are now 23-22 on the tour against the Party Animals. It's the first time they've had a winning record against their arch rivals since February 17th in West Palm Beach.
It's almost comical to think about, but you think of how they've gelled as a team. It's not just the talent, but it's also how well the chemistry is. And these guys are having fun, and that's really putting it all together right now, and it's fun to watch.
Some big blasts tonight. Dakota McFadden and Eric Jones Jr. powering the Nanners. What do you think for the rest of the ball game, Jess? A sweep for the Bananas in Rancho?
I think it's going to come down to the last inning, Biko.
Thank you so much, Jesse Cole.
Love you, Biko.
Love you too, Jess. Right on time for Jake Lialios, firing the first pitch of the bottom of the 6th inning, low to Dalton Malden. Songbird of our generation getting his first at-bat of the night. He pinch hits for Kenshi Sugira, and a diving catch, no! That ball bounced off of the glove from Justin Quinn, but excellent effort from the Party Animals left fielder, nearly robbed Dalton Malden.
He got a really good jump, but I think it's just kind of that collision with the ground at the end that knocked the ball out of his glove. And Dalton Malden, after starting the month of July 0 for 6, now hits in his last 2 at-bats.
I'll take things you love to see for 800, Alex. Nanners need 4 runs to tie the 6th inning, 5 to win it. So naturally, they get the biggest bat they can find, and the only man who can wield it, Alex Ziggy Ziegler, our bat-tricking extraordinaire, the kid from Butler, Pennsylvania, at a California University of Pennsylvania. As Jake Lialios brings in Baber, Acuff, and Skoll for a violent and jubilant dance here. Alex Ziegler down the right field line for a hit. The impossible has happened. Ziggy with his first ever hit with the monster bat.
Just took a nice pitch down away from him and poked it out into right field. The best Texas leaguer we've seen on the tour. And Ziggy back in the hit column. The Bananas rallying here against the Party Animals in the 6th.
Nanners are one base runner away from bringing up the potential tying run. This one back up the middle, diving stop Dustin Baber, flip to Acuff, 360. That is a way to step on the neck of a budding rally. Michael Deeb struck it 99 miles per hour off the bat, and Dustin Baber and Chase Acuff made him pay for getting it to him so quickly.
I mean, as much as people talk about Dalton Malden and Ryan Cox as a great double play combo, Dustin Baber and Chase Acuff with one of the most phenomenal double plays we've seen all season long. Baber, great job laying out, and it's Acuff getting the transfer out of his glove and over to Jason Swan to kill that rally for the Bananas.
Big 12-6 curve from Lialios to steal strike number 1 against Dan Oberst. Jake throws a lot of fastballs. We'll work a cutter in there from time to time. There's the bender once again, and he's ahead 0-2 against the Nanners first baseman, who has popped out twice tonight. Dalton Malden leads off third. And the 1-2 line to left in front of Justin Quinn, now behind him. Unable to play the in-between hop. It is going to be a single with an E7. As we have devolved into our sloppiest inning of the ballgame. Party Animals still lead it by 3 runs with Dakota McFadden coming up to the dish.
And that's a really tough situation for an outfielder. You can't really fault Justin Quinn. He was trying to crash in, try and lay out, and make an inning-ending catch there. But again, that short little bounce off the liner from Dan Oberst getting behind him there. And it's the Bananas. They're going out to do a little Copperhead Road with Dan.
Great performance by the Nanners, who are a fourth of the way to tying this inning. Dakota McFadden made me look awful smart his last time up. My prediction of a DMAC home run came true, as he's going to barrel towards first base. And how about this? DMAC has his 4th steal of first on the tour, ties Bryson Bloomer and Dustin Baber for the season high.
I mean, everybody talks about the home run race, the RBI race, even the MPI race here in Banana Ball. But really, it's going to come down to the wire when you look at this steal of first category.
And now Eric Jones Jr., a homer in his last at-bat as well, all of a sudden represents the inning-tying run. Great Banana Ball feel by DMAC, knowing that he just had to pass the baton to EJ. 2-0 count on the Nanners' very dangerous extra hitter. Former Seattle Mariners and Minnesota Twins minor leaguer. Mariners bullpen coach on their magical season last year. DMAC taking off for second. He steals it easily. Great jump. He's now 8 for 8 on the tour in his stolen base attempts.
And we've seen 4 of them coming off the steals of first, and these are the situations where Dakota McFadden really likes to run. He is a smart base runner. He knows most of the time they're going to try and concede that base, and it gets another runner in scoring position. But it's Eric Jones Jr. who's going to fly out to Jake Skull and end the 6th inning. Party Animals getting on the board with a point in this ball game.
What a doozy of a frame that was. Got to chat with Jesse Cole. Party Animals put up 4 runs, helped out by 3 Bananas errors. A Party Animal error makes things get a little more interesting, but in the end, it is now a 1-point ball game. Let's pop up to the broadcast booth as We have, yes. Now Josh Pico popping in here as well. I had to figure out what the buzzword was. I had no idea. Makes so much sense now. Everybody, the instructions for you are pretty simple. You got to get in the description of this video on YouTube or in the comment section. Click the link, fill out all your contact information, and in the buzzword category, you will be putting, drumroll please, hullabaloo. Hullabaloo. Yeah. Thank you, Kara Heater, as Millicent Bean Supreme is at Disneyland today. Kara, our marketing director, stepping in and blessing the people with a free pair of Hokas.
Yeah, Hullabaloo Heater, that's what a lot of people call her around here, and getting in on the buzzword action. Love to see it.
I've heard that, and while we're up here, I mean, this is just not centered in the slightest. Don't go anywhere, control room. How's that look? It's a little better. All right. Let's give it one more pinch. What do you think, Josh?
You're an artist.
Thanks. I was wondering why it's been so hard for me to get into these shots. Now I've got a headset on top of my wire. It's a mess up here, but Hullabaloo will get you a chance at a free pair of Hokas that we're giving away here on Sunday afternoon.
I'll be honest, man. I'm looking at this right now. I had no idea that's how you spelled Hullabaloo.
That's how I would have done it.
Wow.
What would have you changed?
I would have thought that it's double L.
Hullabaloo.
Yeah.
Loo.
See, and you talked yesterday about not being the best of spellers. Now look at me.
Is hullabaloo actually in the dictionary? I think it probably is.
I'd wager it is.
I don't think I've ever said the word hullabaloo in my 4 years of broadcasting for the Bananas. Chad Reese, our coordinating producer, confirms that it is in the dictionary. It is defined by being a commotion or a fuss. Now you're tied up, huh, buddy?
Little bit.
There's so many guests. We got headsets all over the place, stools. All the while, Nolan Daniel, the new man to pitch for the Bananas, and Mike Vivacis is going to show off his tap dancing skills. Well, Black Eyed Peas, Boom Boom Pow will be his song of choice. Not often you find an incredible collegiate baseball player, Vava, one of the better players in Pasco Hernando State history, who is also a bodybuilder and an insanely skilled tap dancer. What more do you want from your Party Animals head coach? And he lines it to right center field. DR Meadows will take it on a hop. Just to add to the ledger, he's 2 for 3 on the night with an RBI his last time up.
A hit to center field. That's what I'd want.
Yeah. Your wish is Mike Vivacis' command. He was the MVP his second year at Pasco Hernando State. Finished up with a couple years at Eckerd. Now our donut hitter tonight. I don't think I realized Jason Swan was the donut hitter. Have we done this every one of his at-bats? Golly. Well, he will not strike out. That one popped into shallow right field. Dalton Malden there to grab out number 1. Swanee has now flown out to right, lined out to first, and popped out to second. No free donuts so far for the 262nd straight sold-out crowd in Bananaland. Dustin Baber chugging a beer and ripping an Irish jig up to the dish. Struck out looking his first time, a steal of first, and the first of 4 runs scored for the Party Animals an inning ago. He is fooled by the devastating Nolan Daniel slider. And same pitch, same result. Nolan in his 4th campaign with the Nanners, first as a professional. 2020, 21, and 22 collegiate Banana. Big reason why the team won back-to-back Pettit Cups. Sam Claycamp pinch running for his coaching partner over at first, so Vava can get the gear back on.
I mean, just last summer, part of the all-CPL first team out of the bullpen for the Bananas, and that slider, it's a big reason why he came back to be a professional Banana. It is a deadly weapon for Daniel.
The other reason, the 2-seam sinker that he throws, which is probably the heaviest pitch in Bananas history. At least Bill Leroy would say that, who was also his high school catcher for a year at West Lawrence. Couple of Dublin boys. Now the catcher and pitcher battery for the Bananas. Two-two. And it's forked towards second. Shovel to Cox for one. Over to first, double play. Party Animals do not have a challenge, so that will end the frame. It was bang, bang. Colin, actually, they do have a challenge, I believe, because the fans were the one who challenged for the Party Animals earlier. We'll see if they send out the confetti here. We're watching on the replay. I think they probably should. Looked like he might have been safe. I don't know why the Party Animals didn't challenge there. Correct me if I'm wrong, Josh, but so far we've only had the fan challenge tonight.
No, I think you're exactly right. Again, we saw the Party Animals last night. They used their challenge very early on in the ball game and did lose it. And this game, it's still close in terms of points decided. So the Party Animals may very well want to have that challenge in the 8th or 9th inning at a more critical juncture.
It was on the bizarre 6-4-3 putout that we saw the first challenge of the night given. And as I continue to watch this back, great job in Savannah by our folks in the control room giving it to us. I mean, it looks like a tie goes to the runner. Feels like it was tie goes to the runner. I think I would have overturned that. What do you think, Josh?
But if it...
Not enough evidence for you?
No, I think as we're looking at this unofficial replay by our broadcast team,
yes,
I'm not convinced that I just can't tell by that foot whether there's enough evidence to overturn it.
What a great freeze frame, though, that Dakota Burnstead is giving us. Gosh, I think I would... See, the thing is, it needs to be a unanimous decision.
I'm pretty torn on this one.
That's why...
I'm seeing it from both angles here. I
Right.
really am.
Golly. What a hullabaloo on that one. It will be a 4-6-3 double play. And we get another Banana Land debut here. Ethan Scooge. See what he did across 43 innings in his last collegiate season. It was at Cal State Bakersfield in the Big West Conference. Spent his last 3 years of college there after a couple years at Olone up in Fremont. The Seattle, Washington native. Pumping it in at 95 miles per hour. That'll play. Born in Seattle, actually grew up in Victoria, British Columbia, Canada. And that is a devastating slider. Golly. Danny Hosley, let us introduce you to Ethan Scooge. You have struck out, sir.
Yeah, what a way to get your first strikeout in less than 30 seconds here from Scooge. And now we'll see how he faces off against a left-handed hitter, and Ryan Cox swinging it pretty good, 2 for 2 on the day.
95-mile-an-hour heater, bounce to short, Chase Acuff between the legs. Second trick play of the night, 28th of the tour in 29 attempts. And a very quick 2 outs for Scooge. Cox now 2 for 3 on the night. Bill Leroy has lined to right and flown out to center. We pause the minutes per inning clock for his legendary Billy Squire walk-up, and we'll start it as soon as the first pitch of the at-bat is fired, which is 96 down and away. Looks like Connor Higgins has some competition for the fireballer of Banana Land.
Yeah, and the Party Animals have a couple hard throwers on their team, but so far, Scooge, the hardest thrower we've seen don the black and pink this year.
Slowest fastball we've seen him throw is 94. Fouls it back.
And here where this decision to go to the bullpen and bring in Scooge is very helpful for the Party Animals. You have a guy in Sean Flute throwing a lot of off-speed pitches, and now you see such a change in velocity. The Bananas bats having a hard time catching up to it so far.
Bender just misses the outside corner. Count 2-2 with 2 down on the Bananas catcher. By the way, the resume for Scooge is incredible. He was the CCCAA Pitcher of the Year when he was in junior college. Heater just misses outside. Count runs full. Scooge apoplectic. He didn't get the call for Vincent Chapman. Also in 2020, for the Pierre Trappers in the Expedition League, a little summer collegiate baseball, he set the league record for ERA, strikeouts per 9, whip, and opponent's batting average. Safe to say he was the Pitcher of the Year then as well, and he enjoys a 1-2-3 banana ball debut. I think he'll get another opportunity or two here on the 2023 tour. That was excellent fun to watch.
In 2 minutes and 32 seconds, anytime you see a debut inning under 3 minutes, it's a promising start.
The Scooge has landed in Banana Land. Awful impressive in his first inning. Our Hoka's giveaway has ended. Good luck to everybody who got an entry in. We'll throw it down to the young professor and see if this young fan is faster than Flash the Kid.
There goes Kyle. Well, he's moving. He's very serious. You can see it on his face. The head comes up, and there goes the Flash. Malachi is coming in hot. Look at him go. He is catching up quickly. Kyle is booking it hard, but here he comes. Oh, wait a minute. Without question, there's a reason he's the fastest man in banana ball. Give it up for Flash the Kid. Give it up for Kyle, giving a fair shot here in Southern California.
On the mound for your Savannah Bananas, number 33, Connor Big Butter Higgins.
From the broadcast booth a couple nights ago to the field for Big Butter, Connor Higgins says, anything you can do, Scooge, I can do better. After Ethan Scooge peppers the Nanners with 94 to 96 mile an hour fastballs, Savannah will go to their flamethrower out of the pen. It's usually about 95 to 97. You see what he's done across 15 innings. Had some trouble with control early on, then a really good run before another rough outing in Durham his last time out.
Yeah, 5 sprints allowed in his last outing in Durham, and before that, since June, had been sporting an ERA below 2 for the Bananas. And now for Higgins, it's all about throwing strikes. The Party Animals batters batting just .256 against him on the year, so it's all about pounding the strike zone for Connor.
He's got the top of the order for the Party Animals. Reese Hampton will turn around and hit righty. Animals right fielder has grounded out thrice tonight. All to the right side of the infield, although 2 of them were corralled by Danny Hosley, the Bananas third baseman. Quick 3-0 count. Higgins spent 6 years in the Los Angeles Angels organization. He is not at all happy that Vincent Chapman called that one a ball. Reese Hampton digging for second. Vinny DeRubius in right, trying to bat that thing to Michael Deeb. Only real chance the Nanners had to catch Reese Lightning, trying to get an extra base on the sprint. His 24th of the tour. He's in scoring position with nobody out.
And you could see Reese with the 3-0 count was already ready and prepped to take off and try and get a 2-base sprint there. Got a great jump, very successful. The Party Animals now with the runner in scoring position, and one of the tour leaders in just about every category in July up at the plate in Dalton Cornett.
Designated hitter for the Party Animals, 0 for 3. He's fouled out to a fan. Grounded out into a trick play by Kenshi Sugira. And now we'll bounce it to second for the second time tonight. This time it's the songbird of our generation, Dalton Malden there to grab him. Dalton did reach on an error his last time, came around to score. and does the job. Ground ball to the right side, gets Hampton over to third, 90 feet from scoring, with one out for the ever-dangerous Jake Skoll.
And Skoll 1 for 2 in his at-bats, but he also has earned 3 sprints against Connor Higgins on the tour. Skoll, of course, the tour leader in ball 4 sprints. We'll see how patient he is in this at-bat against Connor Higgins.
Triple, a single, and a ground out tonight for Skoll. It was not your everyday ground out. It's 101 miles per hour off the bat, so he has spanked all 3 balls. In fact, he hasn't put a ball in play less than 100 miles per hour off the bat tonight. That one fouled straight back. Higgins, the 3-year man out of Arizona State, was drafted in the 35th round in 2017 by the Texas Rangers. Decided to go back, be a Sun Devil for 1 more year before the Angels grabbed him in the 30th round of the following draft. Skoll slams his bat down in frustration. After the K, here is Jesse Cole.
Now coming to pitch, the world's tallest pitcher. Please welcome Dakota Stilts Albritton.
Zoo-E Mama. What a spot for Dakota Stilts Albritton to be brought into the ball game. You go from your guy who tonight was sitting 94-95, so Scrooge actually still has the hardest thrown pitch of the evening, to your 10'9" reliever who has to throw against the Party Animals cleanup man, Bryson Bloomer, who already has an RBI double and a run scored tonight and is hitting .353 on the tour.
Yeah, but Stilts has pitched some very clean innings as of late for the Bananas, and it's a lot easier to go to him when Connor Higgins works in that bat like he just did. He set Skoll up 93 miles an hour and 92 miles an hour with the fastball before going with the slider at 75. And what's this? A flip to DR and going under the legs and nailing the strike, DR Meadows.
A celebrity pitch from the center fielder. He evens up the count at 1-1 on the boomer. His 2022 Bananas collegiate teammate. And that one gets the outside corner, count 1-2.
And I don't know if the Bananas were looking at the numbers or not, but this matchup in favor of Dakota Stilts Albritton, Bryson Bloomer just 1 for 4 against the big man.
Playing the numbers. Very athletic play by Bill Leroy there. Saves the run from scoring. 2-2. And it plunks Boomer. He tumbles to the ground in agonizing pain. His tour leading 8th hit by pitch, and Brett Helton will come out and absolutely nail Stilts with a water balloon. Now the Bloomer getting in on the fun. A few of his other Party Animals teammates as well hurling water balloons before Brett Helton starts sending them into the crowd. Now runners on the corners with 2 down. Tanner Thomas 3 for 3 tonight with a double. Ahead 1-0 in the count. And the Bananas played the numbers with Bloomer against Stilts. He ends up being plunked. What do the numbers say for Tanner Thomas against Dakota Stilts Albritton?
So far on the season, it's Tanner Thomas 1 for 2 with a hit by pitch.
Don't love that, although the sample size awful small. Count 2-1 on the Party Animals extra hitter. That one came in at 63 miles per hour. Now 3-1, and Stilts a ball away from giving the Party Animals a run that could lead to them tying this game in the all-important points category. Bloomer takes off, and the ball is fouled off left side and out of play. Bloomer will once again be on the move now that it's a 3-2 count. Dan Oberst not holding him on. Payoff pitch. And it is fly deep to center field. DR Meadows racing after it. Can't make a tumbling catch on the track. Hampton and Bloomer both score easily, and Tanner Thomas has a stand-up triple. His second three-bagger on the tour. He's 4 for 4 on the night and a home run away from the cycle.
I mean, just unbelievable what Tanner Thomas is doing in the extra base hits department, especially lately. We've seen him hit for the cycle over the last 2 series for the Party Animals, and now he's nearing that in this ball game.
Chase Acuff, the shortstop, 1 for 3, an RBI single his last time. By the way, Tanner's 41st and 42nd RBI of the year. He leaps over Bryson Bloomer for the tour high, who had 1 run batted in tonight and was at 41. The duo were tied with Jake Skoll and Eric Jones Jr. for the tour high in RBIs coming into the ball game. The 4 of them all with 40. Coming into our afternoon of Banana Ball. Oh, by the way, Eric Jones Jr. now up to 41. I forgot he had a home run tonight. So Skoll left in the dust at 40. Came into the night first place. He is now in 4th place at RBIs. Chase Acuff scolds it, but DR Meadows playing him perfectly. There to haul in the line out. But the Bananas pay for taking out Connor Higgins. They try to go to Dakota Stilts Albritton. He hits Bryson Bloomer, gives up the 2-run triple to Tanner Thomas. And now they trail the 8th inning by 2 runs in a game that they lead by a point. Will need to score 2 in the bottom half to tie the inning and score 3 to win it, as Jesse Cole is leading our full capacity crowd here today in yellow, albeit a very different vibe in the daytime than at night. We've talked about it a lot on the tour here, but it is the incredibly tricky dichotomy of entertainment versus competition in Banana Ball. And you saw the Nanners when they were down 4 runs in the 6th. Pinch hit Alex Ziggy Ziegler for one of their best hitters, DR Meadows, with the big bat, in which he had been 0 for 8 with on the tour. He comes through with a miraculous single and ends up not paying off. Michael Deeb with a 101 mile an hour ground out, turned it to a double play after that. They tried to double up on their luck with Stilts and were punished by the Party Animals for it.
But you've, again, got to consider Dakota Stilts Albritton with a string of fantastic outings for the Bananas, and sometimes a guy just doesn't have it. And the Party Animals also, they understand just as this game progressing, they're needing all the runs and points, so they're working at bats a little wiser, as we saw them work a 5-pitch, 6-pitch, and 5-pitch at bats against Dakota Stilts Albritton once he came in there.
Nanners will get another crack at Ethan Scooge here in the bottom of the 8th inning. It's going to be 9, 10, and 1 in the order. Vinny DeRubius replace Josh Reddick in right field. Go from a 13-year major leaguer to the man in his first World Tour, who continues to be more and more impressive each time you put him out there. The pride of Trumbull, Connecticut, quickly behind 0-2 against Scooge, who is now Dougieing on the mound before firing home. Bender misses low, just by a tad. That ball cranked out to left. Vinny DeRubius has done it again. couple hops off the wall. He cruises into second base. He is a bona fide doubles machine. And now the tying run for the inning gets to come to the plate for the Bananas.
I mean, it's Vinny, the Earl of extra bases, Derubius, if you ask me. The guy just continues to show up when it matters for the Bananas. And in his first start in Rancho in Game 1, a multi-hit game for Vinny. And now, getting a leadoff double here against Scooge, who has looked incredible for the Party Animals.
The kid out of Lander gave him a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. It left the bat at 96. Now Dalton Malden, a single and a run scored in his lone at-bat tonight. Cuts and misses. 93 right on the outside corner. Golly, blink and you'll miss it. Vinny is knocking on the door of hitting 300 on the tour. Came into that at bat hitting 293. Just had his 6th double, nearly half of his 13 hits.
And all of these extra bases that Vinny's been compiling have been a big part of the reason he's able to propel himself over the 100 OPS plus mark. He has been an above door average hitter since coming back from that injury in late May for the Bananas.
846 OPS, nothing to scoff at. Dalton Malden sends it to right. Reese Hampton there. He will fire to third. Vinny not testing the arm of the former Tigers minor leaguer. Smart move, as was the decision for Reese Hampton to hit his cutoff man. What a good AB from Dalton Malden. That 184 miles per hour off the bat, but able to handle the 94 mile an hour fastball there after getting a 78 mile an hour bender just before it. The old 16 mile per hour difference in pitches is awful jarring. To the top of the order we go. David Ray Meadows with a 2-0 count. 2 for 2 on his night. Singles in the first and third inning. Check that. Single in the first, double in the third, which walked off the frame. And he barrels this one to center, but Jake Skoll will track it down. Vinny will, in fact, tag on this one. And no reason to be too aggressive on the base paths if you are Vincent Derubius, is you just need to be out there so that a guy like Michael Vitamin Deeb can come up to the plate still representing the inning tying run.
And it's going to be very interesting to see how Michael Deeb goes about this at-bat. 1 for 3 in today's game and 4 for 5 last night, so he's swinging the bat very well. But you see in a lot of late game situations for Michael Deeb, he will work some long plate appearances before drawing ball 4 sprints, where he is then able to get himself into scoring position at second base primarily and try and plate yet another run after that for the Bananas.
74 mile an hour breaking ball caught the bottom of the zone for strike 1. Scooch followed it up with a 95 mile an hour heater yanked down and in. How about 21 miles per hour of difference between the first 2 pitches to Deeb? And he gets the backdoor bender, or back foot bender rather, at 78. Scooch is a fascinating pitcher to watch. This arsenal is really no joke. Another bender, that one of the backdoor variety. I was just a pitch too early, that one at 79. Derubius off of third, another 1-2, cut on and missed. 94 mile an hour fastball finishes off Vitamin Deeb. It's 2-2 as we head to the 9th. Here's the young professor.
With that, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to cast our gaze upon the scoreboard. Heading into the 9th inning, it is now a tie game. 2 for the Party Animals and 2 for the Savannah Bananas. But here's the thing about the last inning in the game of banana ball. In the final inning, every run counts for a point. That means anything can happen here in this final inning. It is as high stakes as it gets. So Rancho Cucamonga, make some noise and welcome to the final inning.
How about the ball games we've had here in Rancho Cucamonga? Bananas entered the ninth on Friday night up by a point. Danny Hosley came in to try and shut the door in the eighth inning, had gotten 5 straight outs before Dalton Cornett hit a 2-out game-tying home run to right. Last night we came into the ninth tied 3-3. Eric Jones Jr. had the go-ahead sprint as the Nanners won 4-3, and now it is 2-2 heading to our final frame. And once again, just like on Friday, it is the best pitcher on the tour on the bump for the Nanners.
And the Bananas still confident in what Danny Hosley is able to do. The Party Animals batting just 184 against him on this tour. And here's the benefit of Hosley coming in this situation. He is not lined up, at least with the first 3 batters, to face Dalton Cornett, who has 2 home runs against him in the month of July.
Kyle Lewig's our ring dude for the Nanners. Jake Lialios twerking like only he can on top of the Party Animals dugout. Great shot of his spanking his keister in the background of Maceo, Ziggy, and Big Budda, all pumping their fists like their lives depend on it. It is going to be 6, check that, 7, 8, and 9 for the Party Animals. Justin Quinn. What a way to finish up what has been 3 games with the Party Animals here in Rancho. Had a pinch hit ground out on Friday night, was their automatic runner, looked great on the base paths an evening ago. And comes into this at-bat 0 for 3. This is his second at-bat against Hosley. That first ground out came against Danny. 2 ground outs and a K for Quinn, who gives the fans a chance to get the first out here in the top of the ninth. And they do! What a catch by that youngster! Party Animals down to their final 2 outs.
How about that? You're getting some great defense from the stands. It's the fan turning the glove. And you talk about surprise that he caught it. Boy, did his eyes light up when he saw that banana ball in the glove.
And that, Josh, is why you bring your glove to a banana ball game. Mike Vivacis blasts that one deep to left. Oh, mamma mia! Party Animals lead 3 points to 2. Vava to the land of good and plenty. That thing's still rolling towards the San Gabriel Mountains.
105 miles an hour off the bat of Mike Vivacis. And boy, you talk about just barely keeping that ball fair and out of the park. What a huge blast for the Party Animals head coach. The biggest swing he's taken on this year's tour and in his World Tour career.
Not a bad time for his first home run here in 2023, the second in his illustrious 3 years in Banana Land. He's 3 for 4 on the night. It's the second run he's driven in tonight. He drove in the run in the 5th that prevented the Bananas from winning that one. And only the 3rd homer hit off of Danny Hosley on this tour. Now Jason Swan drives this one deep out to right center. D.R. Meadows in hot pursuit. And has out number 2. We've seen a couple home runs high off of the trees. That one cleared the trees for Vava. That is one powerful Italian. Mama Vava blessed us with some meatballs and ziti when we were in Tampa. I know there's been a whole lot of those in Mike's life that has built the impressive human being that just put that thing over 400 feet from where he stood at home plate. Dustin Baber with a 1-2 count on him. 0 for 2 on the night with a steal of first base and a run scored. It was the fastball that Vava got Hosley on. Also throws the 12-6 curve and Vulcan changeup. And we'll see what he goes to throughout his 3-pitch arsenal on the payoff here. Ends up being a changeup at 80 miles an hour. It's high, and Dustin Baber not testing the Bananas sprint defense. They get it to Michael Deeb, the 7th and final man that needed to touch the ball awful quickly. Baber with his 12th sprint on the tour, and he is aboard for Reese Hampton at the top of the order. Well, the dangerous Dalton Cornett, the recent bane of Danny Hosley's existence, waits on deck.
And boy, great work by the Bananas second baseman, Dalton Malden. He got a high little throw from Ryan Cox, and he was able to keep that in his glove and from rolling away and really disrupting what was a textbook sprint defense for the Bananas and keeping Dustin Baber at first rather than second base.
Very important when you have the tour leader in hitting coming up to the dish to keep Baber on first. Not saying that Reese Hampton doesn't have an extra base hit or two in his system. In fact, he leads the tour in extra base hits. 30 of them on the season. 19 doubles, 2 triples, 9 homers, pacing the Party Animals.
And unsurprisingly, Reese becoming the first player in World Tour history as well to 70 hits on the tour.
Guys playing at a historic pace in his second tour. A man the Bananas certainly wished they kept on their side of the diamond. He was a nanner last year, but with his partner in crime, Jake Skoll, they both went to the dark side. Quite possibly the most important heel turn in Banana Ball history. I would say it certainly is thus far. Hampton 0 for 3 on the night, a 2-base sprint, and a run scored. Party Animals lead this ball game for the first time tonight. And Hampton off the end of the bat into shallow center. DR Meadows grabs it for out number 3. But the Nanners need a run here in the bottom of the 9th to send it to tiebreaker showdowns after Mike Vivacis sends one of the most devastating blasts to left that we've seen on the tour thus far.
12-year-old from Pasadena, California, Vincent!
Shout out Vincent out of Pasadena. Let's take a look at that Mike Vivacis home run once again. Yeah, it is such an easy swing. And immediately turns to his dugout, the 3rd-year Party Animal, showing off what he's got on his chest and carrying Reese Hampton around the bases, at least starting before second.
I mean, Mike Vivacis almost turned on that Danny Hosley fastball too early, but an impressive job getting the hands inside and really using all his strength to get that ball over the wall and give the Party Animals what right now is a go-ahead home run and possibly the game-winning one at that.
Garrett Delano with his first save opportunity on the tour. Party Animals ace early on. The numbers still incredible by Banana Ball standards across his 53 innings pitched.
Yeah, and Garrett Delano wanted these save opportunities for the Party Animals. He wants to pitch in the big moments for him, and it also gives him a chance to get into the lineup a little more. As we've seen, he is still the overall ERA leader for the Party Animals and worked a scoreless ninth in Rancho Game 1 to send it to showdowns.
Dan Oberst, his sparring partner in jiu-jitsu, Swords himself, a victim of the Delano curveball there. Garrett, a 2018 Banana, missed Dan by a year. Dan was 19, 20, and 21. Mr. Oberst now in his 5th campaign in Banana Land. Delano in his 3rd, second with the Party Animals. The two Floridians stare each other down. 3-4-5 for the Bananas. Dakota McFadden and Eric Jones Jr. due up after Mr. Oberst. And Dan, huffing it down the first baseline, has his 4th steal of first on the tour. And the most important that he's had thus far, he is the game's tying run.
And when you fall behind 0-2, as much as guys like Dan Oberst and Michael Deeb love getting there at bats, you're in the business of base runners. And Dan wisely taking off and getting on first base here. Now, watch Tyler Gillum. He will likely try and get Dan in motion to try and swipe another bag. 32 on the year for Dan.
Curveball just misses the outside corner. Two-seam, four-seam, and cut fastballs and a changeup round out Delano's arsenal. Finalist for the John Olerud two-way player of the year alongside Danny Hosley in college. And he is excellent at holding runners on. Never is the task more important than when Dan Oberst, 33 for 37 in stolen base attempts, leading all players not named Malachi Mitchell in steals on the tour. And that is the F move. A smattering of boos rained down on Delano. Dakota 1 for 2. Walked off the fourth inning with a solo home run. He had his fourth steal of first base on the tour his last time up. That one just misses outside, the count 3-0.
And this is where you could see Tyler Gillum possibly send Dan Oberst on a 3-0 count, especially if Delano issues the ball for sprint. It's very possible Oberst could come around and score the tying run in this inning.
He stays put, D-Mac taking all the way. Still in the driver's seat ahead, 3 balls and a strike. How bizarre is it? For months and months, we had a smattering of guys with 3 steals of first, and tonight we've had 3 guys get their 4th steal of first on the tour. As D-Mac drives that one to dead center field. Reese Hampton, Jake Skoll rather, will run out of room. He gets it off the wall. Dan Oberst scores the game-tying run. Dakota McFadden comes up in the clutch once again. It is 3-3.
But with Delano falling behind 3-0 and then getting a 3-1, he is not trying to issue the ball for a sprint. He just wants to throw strikes and left one out over the plate a little too much for Dakota McFadden. Now batting near 400 against Garrett Delano on this year's tour.
The fate of this ball game and the chance for the Bananas to sweep Rancho Cucamonga now lies in the hands of Eric Jones Jr., a home run in the 5th inning. That tied that frame at a run apiece and prevented the Party Animals from taking what would have been their first point of the night. They ended up winning the 6th 4-1 and the 8th 2-0. Malachi Mitchell pinch running for Dakota McFadden on second. He replaces his fellow 3rd tour Banana. And now Delano behind 3-0 to Eric Jones Jr. Dangerous pitch coming. And it's strike at the top of the zone.
Wow, EJ nearly wanted to leave the box there and did a good job still keeping both feet in and not getting another strike on him in this at-bat.
That one, an easy pitch to call. Delano gives the Bananas a sweep here in Rancho Cucamonga. They have won the first 3 games of 6 here in California. As Eric Jones Jr. grabs his 16th walk-off of the tour. And the Bananas now 24-22 against their arch rivals. 2 games better than the Party Animals, the biggest lead in the season series of this tour. All 3 games in Rancho, absolute thrillers. 6-5, 4-3, and 4-3 victories for the Bananas. Here's Bill Leroy to celebrate.
One last time. Come on now. Coming to the mound to celebrate a Bananas win. Myself, Bill Leroy. Up next, we have our wonderful coaches, Coach Adam Byron and Coach Tyler Gillum. And of course, our entertainers, Flash the Kid Mitchell, our bat trickster, Alex Ziegler. The tallest man in sports, Dakota Stilts Albritton. And last, but certainly not least, our dancing first base coach, Maceo. And we have our pitchers and reserves. Pitcher Jared Donaldson, Cowboy Kyle Weeks, Zach Phillips, Matt Malatesta, Nolan Daniel, Connor Higgins, DJ the Invader, and Ryan Kellogg. And walking off the game, coming to the mound, number 3, Mr. Eric Jones. You know him, you love him, call him maybe. Number 9, Savannah Bananas, heartthrob, Noah Bridges. The slugger, catching mini barrels tonight, coming up with the Reginald Horton, Danny Ober. Coming in to close out the game. Also leaving the yard last night, number 18, Danny Hosley. Our trick shortstop, scoring his 100th trick play of the year. Number 6, Mr. Ryan Cox. The doctor holding down center field. Number 5, DR Meadows. Coming up, singing his own song with Kenshi Sugiya, Mr. Dalton Malden. And lacing a double in the left center gap tonight. Coming up to the mound, the Italian stallion, Vinny DeRubius. Leaving the yard tonight and hitting the ball off the center field wall in the last inning, Dakota McFadden. The barrel man swinging the hot stick. Number 7, Mr. Michael Vitamin D.
Rancho, Cucamonga, we thank you guys with everything. We love you. We're going to be all out in front of the stadium, every player, every cast member, to thank you guys. We'll see you out soon. Love you, Banana Nation.
Malachi Mitchell and Eric Jones Jr., the two men that combined for the final death blow to the party animals here in Rancho Cucamonga. Alongside Josh Talevsky, I am Biko Scala. So happy to have you watching some Banana Ball here on a Sunday afternoon out of the Golden State. And what a 3 games here in Lone Mart Field it was for the Bananas and for Banana Ball as a whole. The first 3 games ever in California. And the Nanners win in showdowns. They win in an exciting 9th inning as the away team at the last second going into the 9th, tied last night. And then after Vava has a huge go-ahead homer for the Party Animals in the 9th tonight, it is Dan Oberst, Dakota McFadden, and Eric Jones Jr., of course, Malachi Mitchell pinch running for DMAC, scoring the final run that consummates a 3 3-game sweep of the Party Animals at the hands of the Bananas here in Rancho Cucamonga.
And not only is it a 3-game sweep for the Bananas, but they have already at least split the California series because of these 3 wins. And really, when I look back at these 3 games here in Rancho, it was the Bananas offense that really came alive. Eric Jones Jr. just continued to roll everything that he had going for him in North Carolina. Here in California, Dakota McFadden leaving the yard, Dan Ober still continuing to do good things, and DR Meadows, multi-hit games in all 3 contests here in Rancho. The top of this Bananas order really led the way in this series.
Could not agree more. It was the big boppers doing the damage. You had 5 hits from Michael Deeb across the 3 games, but then in the bottom as well, Noah Bridges goes 3 for 3 in very limited playing time. Nothing more you could ask from him. Dalton Malden goes 1 for 2 tonight. Both balls he hit were struck well, and then you mix in Vinny DeRubius with the huge double as well in the 8th inning. It does not end up amounting to anything important, but it is every single person in this lineup, top to bottom, that has really impressed. Thrown a couple hits for Ryan Cox tonight as well. I mean, that has been, or at least was the problem for the Nanners early on the tour, is it was just 1 through 4, 1 through 6 who were really thriving, and there were holes in the bottom of the lineup. Now 1 through 10, there are no breaks.
And we saw the pitching kind of lead the way for the Bananas early on in July, batting with runners in scoring position entering Saturday's game. So yesterday's game, they were batting .214 with runners in scoring position here in July. They upped it to .267 after 18 hits last night, and they sure raised it again tonight. I mean, you just talk about stellar offense and timely hits. That's what you had in this series from the Bananas.
Yeah, the old 43-point upswing in batting average with runners in scoring position is nothing to snuff at. And although the offense really carried them here in Rancho, you cannot forget what Cowboy Kyle Lewiggs did tonight. He goes 6 innings, only gives up 1 unearned run, or 1 earned run rather. 4 unearned runs end up coming across in the 6th and final inning when the Bananas commit 3 errors behind him, but he stays the course, finishes with 4 strikeouts, and kept the Party Animals off the board for the first 4 innings tonight, where the Nanners notched their first 2 points, and they wouldn't score again until they pushed 2 across in the 9th.
And that's where you've seen things start to make a difference, is Jared Donaldson and Kyle Lewiggs manning the 1 and 2 holes in this rotation for the Bananas has really led them to have the strong June and Julys that this team has had.
Unbelievable how this thing finished. It was shades of opening night when it was a 2-2 game going into the 9th inning in West Palm Beach. We reference it so much because before last night, it was the only time the Bananas ever led this World Tour against the Party Animals, but it was Dalton Cornett hitting his first home run of the tour. That was off Dakota McFadden and gave them a 3-2 lead. The Party Animals would put another run across as well before the Nanners rallied for 3 in the bottom of the 9th behind a 2-run double from Noah Bridges and the death blow coming from Dalton Malden on a double in that one. And then tonight, 2-2 going into the 9th. Mike Vivasas plays the hero, his 3rd hit of the night. How about the head coach putting that one 404 feet out to left field, clearing all of the pine trees that I did not think were possibly clearable. But then it all starts with the Dan Oberst with 2 strikes on him, getting his tour-tying, leading 4th steal of first base. Figured out, Pico. And that sets up what ends up being the win for the Nanners with the D-Mac double and EJ sprint.
And you really didn't see either of the closers have it in this ball game, but in the end, it's just that home field advantage, being the home team, that ends up helping the Bananas the most. And of course, you talk about good banana ball IQ. Not only Dan Oberst stealing first base and then Dakota McFadden launching that double, but it was Eric Jones working a really smart plate appearance to the point where he earned the walk-off ball four sprint as well that brought across Malachi Mitchell.
These guys are incredible competitors, and there's the Hosley family right here. Hey, how's it going? Great to see you, man. As the fans storm the booth up here. It's really just an insanely impressive showing by the Bananas here in Rancho Cucamonga, which will lead us to an off day tomorrow. We will have to pack up all of our things here in Rancho, leave the LA area. We're in San Bernardino County, but an hour away from Los Angeles. I digress. And head up towards San Francisco, where we will be playing Tuesday night in San Jose before Thursday in Fresno and Saturday in Sacramento. So the sprint part of this 6 games in California is over. The Nanners have taken 3 games, and I think it was very important that you noted they can't lose the Golden State now. They have secured at least a tie, and the Party Animals need to really, really turn it on in Northern California, or else the Bananas take quite possibly the biggest cookie on the United States map here on the tour.
And the Party Animals have thrown out their 3 usual starting pitchers now, so they are going into this game in San Jose, and you don't really know whether you're going to see another start from Brandon Sherman, his first since April, or maybe if they go with another bullpen game, maybe having Tucker Perry start, and so far that's worked out. The Party Animals 2-0 in their bullpen games on the tour.
Dylan Porter, who has been their ace, at least as of late, although struggling a little bit lately, through Friday. So he would be on 3 days rest if they pitched him on Tuesday. That seems a little iffy there. So I would wager it's a Tucker Perry opener, which they have found success in, and Tucker has been solid, throwing about the first 2 innings of the ballgame, and then pass it on to those new bullpen arms with Gillespie, Blankenship, and company back there, and see if they can't salvage one of these games in California. What a wild start to this tour or this leg of the tour rather, out here on the West Coast that this has been. Could not have gone any better if you are a Bananas fan. That is for sure. And that will lead us into the happiest Banana fan or Party Animals fan of the evening. Whoever gets to win our pair of Hokas we're giving away tonight. Drum roll, please, Josh. Well, a little sauce on that one.
That.
Thank you. I don't know what drum it was, but it was something. Mitchell Baker! Mitchell Baker, congratulations on securing yourself a free pair of Hokas. Thanks to our dearest friend Zappos, hiding right behind Josh's head here. We really appreciate you all watching tonight, but congratulations to Mitchell. Good job. Zappos will be very happy about that, Josh. On earning your Hokas, we'll be giving away another pair, at least another pair on Tuesday. I kind of just want to make the declaration. You just want to... I feel the power coursing through my veins.
Let's do it.
We are not giving away 1 pair, but...
2 Hokas!
Yeah, it's Tuesday. So
2 Hoka Tuesday.
Yeah, Josh made that up, by the way. Good job. Way to get that
Thank
out there, Josh. Yeah, 2 Hokas. We just decided that. Hopefully Zappos is okay with it. It's Tuesday. We're not giving away 2 pairs of Hokas. Come on. You kidding me? All right. Fantastic 3 games here in Rancho, Josh. Let's shout out the entire cast and crew that made them possible, living 3 hours in the future on the other side of the country in our city by the sea, beautiful Savannah, Georgia. Our director of tonight's broadcast, Mr. Keegan Woods. Our technical director, Griffin Ellis. A combo that is the best in all of the control rooms across all of the entire universe. On audio, it is Ben Barks on the ones and the twos. Talk about a Swiss Army knife of BTV. On the scorebug, one name, you know him, you love him, it is Kwanzi. On the graphics, it is Julia Massey. And on the statistics, Mikey O'Connor, our Connecticut king. A 3-headed monster there that is absolutely fearsome in the graphics world. And on replay, Dakota Burns said absolutely killed it once again on our challenge tonight and continues to excel every single time she gets on the sticks. Here in Rancho Cucamonga on the first base camera for the 3rd straight night, it is Taylor Finneran, and the same goes for Emerson Elmgren across the diamond, the Iron Horse of BTV. Those two do not miss anything between them. On the high home camera, once again above us, it is Clayton Franklin trying to regain one of the best mustaches in Banana Land. On wireless, Chris Haynes popping all over the ballpark tonight. Chris, you're a superstar. Our center field cameraman up in the lift, Henry Campbell. 3 ball games, 3 different jobs for Henry. You continue to really impress, my dear man. Our track man, Bryson Wheeler getting us all the numbers all the time. Our video legend, Chris Sachi, getting you your showman highlights, and Josh Reddick playing in Banana Land last August. Our YouTube king, Zacharias Bro, doing all kinds of things you could never even dream of. And our Zappos queen for the night, Kara Heater, is who Mitchell Baker gets to thank for his free pair of Hokas. Thank you so much to our moderators in the chat, Scott Thompson and Colbyte_. You two are superstars in every definition of the word. Thank you so much to Josh Reddick and Kenshi Sugiya for coming up in the booth and absolutely having a blast with us. You two are the best, and thank you so much to Jesse Cole for popping on a mic and joining us. Josh Talevsky killed it on the color commentary.
Biko, it is always an honor to be in the booth with you, boss.
You rapscallion. Yeah, could not agree more, my dear friend. Thank you to Jared Orton, Jesse, Emily, and Carrie Cole, the executive producers of Bananas TV, and of course, the straw that stirs the drink, our coordinating producer, Chad Reese, the brains behind the operation. I am Pico Scala, saying so long for now. We will see you on Tuesday night from San Jose, California. Nanners win a thriller 4-3 on a walk-off from Eric Jones Jr. We'll see if they can take the Golden State on Tuesday night. We will see you then. And of course, we'll see